Okay, welcome to the Parliament meeting of May 31st, 2023. I kind of false started. I didn't have the audio on.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay, now?
First thing we're gonna do is talk about what we liked and didn't like for what happened at the anniversary event. So, I mean, overall, what I think is that it went really well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had a lot of activity. It was fun. And it also, inspired the start of Siestro's new organization, the Triple MAA, which is set to lead to more activity in Malonia.
What's it?
So I think this
What's...
what is that? It stands for the Malonia Mixed Martial Arts Association. So it's an organization that hosts fights between people in the arena.
Without
I see.
equipment.
Yeah, there's
Without
two
equipment.
different formats, the classic format and the iron format. So classic has no equipment except for food, and iron has the traditional PvP gear thing.
Cool.
So I think Malonia might be on an upward spiral when it comes to public events.
That's good. That's always a good thing.
If
It
we
will-
can think of them.
On one thing you might want to notice that it will encourage PvP, and I don't know, some people might not like the cultural implications that PvP is pretty much
Yeah, that's this.
liked,
Yeah.
something
So-
desired, I guess. We might eventually have to regulate that soon.
Like today.
Yeah.
Wait, we are?
Another thing that's
Ish.
on the docket for today's meeting is to look at the criminal code and try to make it so the murder charge isn't applied every time someone does a triple MAA fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like that's you sign a clause. You join this fight, you are fine with getting murdered.
Yeah, I was thinking some sort of way to make it so if the murder is consensual by the other party, by the victim, then it wouldn't be charged essentially.
Weapon
Yeah, I think
testing
that's
would
pretty
be
legit.
charged
So that
for
would also make it legal to do duels.
Yeah. You
I will
kind of
finally be able to whip Taba and have him whip me in a... That was a terrible choice of words.
No, we get it.
Okay.
No, it's almost as if you should start each MMA fight with just getting a yes from both parties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Parties agree to get the snot beat out of them. Yes.
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Then fight.
And I of course don't want to make it to the point where people can just kill each other in the streets, and as long as both people say yes, it's fine.
We're not. This isn't going to turn into 16th century London.
Well, we don't know if it will or not, so we're gonna try to go in a direction away from that.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to provide some entertainment for Malonia in a way that doesn't cause disorderly conduct elsewhere. So
Yeah.
maybe we try to charge disorderly conduct more.
Yeah. It would be nice to have more concrete crime to charge equivalents.
Yeah. Okay, so bit of a tangent that goes into the last part of the meeting, but that's fine. So,
All right. Let's talk about the
I mean-
Fair Lending Act.
well, other things about the anniversary event. I mean, overall, it was a net loss of money, but it was not by very much. I think 700 mellets. That's
Well,
fine.
it's
Not
like-
too bad.
That's still a good bunch.
Michael lost like fucking $5,000.
But yeah, that was out of his pocket, so it doesn't
I
count as a
know, I
government
know.
loss thing.
So what
So
That's
he's
funny to
rich
me.
anyway.
He
So
basically, whenever he wanted it's like an event to get juicy, he was like, "I'm gonna give 1,000 melons to the winner. Go!"
Mr. Beep.
Literally,
Yeah.
like it did add some
throwing
challenge,
money at
and Pud
throwing
walked
money at people
away.
for
Yeah, Pud was really good in the games. Like, holy shit. I got
Ban him.
beat hard.
Not really, not really.
I feel like you processed the questions a bit too hard. What though? What?
No, I'm definitely at this event.
You,
I'm definitely not scoring.
you're fine.
here's
I'm doing a
the-
commission.
Here's the one other thing to note about money. The event inspired the creation of the Hagden Stadium, and there are plans to rent it out to. I mean, first organization that comes to mind is the Triple MAA, but any other parties that might want to use the stadium for something, we can potentially make money in the long run.
That's fair.
Good, that's a good idea.
we could make it. We could nationalize it and charge the MMA and AAA for using it. What do you think?
Possibly.
The
That's-
finances of MMA are
That-
getting
that- though,
juicier
that
by
might
the
be-
second.
Though that might be eventually unpopular.
Like-
Depending on how big it grows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I don't know like what to make of it just yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
I'm
will
just
say
like sort of seeing into the future and it's like cloudy.
I will say as a vendor at the event, I will probably not be doing that again because it was so drastically expensive for the profit that I made. So
Well-
I will not be doing that again.
Michael set the prices that time, so maybe the Minister of Finance does it this time. Or
No,
next
and I
time,
thought
rather.
I thought it was reasonable for the most part. Like I was okay with the base price. But then I didn't realize that on top of the base price that if you didn't meet the 64, you still had to pay more. I thought it was if you sold more than 64, then you pay. It's fine. I will not be doing it again.
Yeah, that's worth noting because ideally, like, the government wants to get as many vendors in there because 1, money, 2, activity for businesses.
That's
Yeah.
probably the only reason I didn't go is because I wasn't able to log on. Otherwise, I would have bought a place.
Mm-hmm. You think we can like? What is going on? What is it?
What was that?
Also, something I kind of wanted to bring up, like to Scion as the head of the Melonian Legion. I believe you said that was you.
Yeah.
I don't know how it would be regulated and or anything about it, but I did not appreciate Osbam's negative vibes about being there. That really threw me off. I don't care if he was doing it to work a job. Like that kind of ruined the beginning of the event for me personally.
I will let him
Of-
know.
I don't know whether it would be a matter of like keep like if you're there to do a job, be happy to do your job. Customer skills. But
Yeah.
it was just very apparent with like I'm not going to talk to the vendors. I'm here with duty. I'm not going to sit down. I'm here for duty. I don't want to participate in anything. I'm here for duty. Like my guy, please.
Yeah, I also kind of wish we got more Stacey Finn in for the event.
I might
that's
join,
fair.
but
Sorry about that. I was busy doing work. I was busy.
I
actually
didn't
playing.
have much to do as a parliament member, so like I could have been on duty if I had been a Stacey Finn.
So yeah,
Uh,
I mean it's still open.
yeah. Okay. Got it. Overall, as a comment from me, I think the event was very good. I'm sure we can heal from the net loss that we've had with the event, but overall it's
Definitely.
good.
And also,
I
we
wish-
have a huge stockpile, so it's
Yeah, I
not
wish
too much
we
of an issue to lose money.
I wish we had more activity since 6 players, or was it more that we had?
8 total, including all the officers.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that was good then. I like that. I like Jackbox.
Yeah. I guess the one thing I'd like to note about Jackbox was there was a lot of mention of war. So,
Okay, that's a given though. That's Jackbox
Yeah,
for
it
you.
I
happens.
mean, I guess, but
That's a pro. War!
War.
like I'm just wondering like how like I guess how that would like go over in like foreign relations if we just openly talk about the grievances we have against each other.
Well, it
Let me
wasn't
see.
intended that Jackbox would be low-key Malonia themed. That just kind of happened.
Yeah, that honestly I was expecting that. But I'm not sure exactly like what to do with the revelation that a lot of people wanted to make jokes about the wars.
In all honesty, though, the wars that have happened are pretty damn funny.
I guess.
I mean, the bridge, that was.
But then I also like have some worries that it might like lead to wars of the future that are done for the funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not exactly sure like what the response will be to that. But
To
I think we should
Jackbox
keep it in
war?
mind.
Definitely get
So
that
I
what
don't
are we
war.
looking at?
and limit the war talk.
We're talking
I
about
don't
the
exactly
anniversary.
want to like limit talking about the war because that would go against our free speech.
History is important, ladies
And
and
history
gentlemen.
is important, but I just want to make sure it's all in respect.
It is.
Of course.
I don't like hold a grudge against the Hurons. I don't, and I knowing Tava and the Hurons, the grudge they hold against me is purely out of sheer, you know, spite, fun,
Yeah.
I guess,
Funny, haha.
because it's fun to be the hate someone. I don't know, as a joke, as like a role play thing, I guess. I don't know, but yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, and especially with
So-
a much more warlike group like Kyrnia, which always has had war.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
So I
sometimes that's
guess
just culture
a lot of
taking
it is just like sort of a culture shock from Malonia.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because you people don't like PvP much. I don't like PvP myself.
Well,
I mean, not much.
Like
but-
I mean,
designing
we're
that's
slowly like learning that we do like PvP. It's just we don't like actual conflict.
Oh yeah, I'm
Um,
sure we can kill each other as long as we consent to it.
I think the only other thing I would mention about the event is not about the event itself, but like the planning of like the scheduling. We need to do it earlier and poll way earlier.
Yeah.
Agreed.
No, did we ever poll before putting the first date?
We polled the officers.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. I feel like we should have polled everyone if we want maximum attendance.
Yeah, so I mean definitely that's something we can try to do in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Alright.
are there any other things of note with the event?
Not
I
that I
know
can
of.
think of. Nope.
So like the pros in the notes are like shorter than the cons, but the pros outweigh the cons, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Melonia is still gonna have anniversaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of handling them properly.
Yeah. I won't mark this discussion as done, but we can bring it up again if anyone has any other things to say.
Yeah.
Now, Bill 28 is actually ready to pass because we were waiting for a percentage for Clause 7, Section 3 of Article 2. Trying to
All
figure
right,
out
what
what
was-
exactly it was.
Then 30%.
Yeah.
Was that the recommended by Audible? No, Blake.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
yes.
what Blake recommended, and his reasoning is because that's the limit for credit cards.
Oh, cool.
That's a good point.
All right.
I believe that
Yeah, I
number
looked
was
at it.
also said by Michael. Let me try to see.
I mean, once again, as always, I don't think loans and banks will be used often, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
I mean, the
it,
first bank of
having
Melonia
them.
hasn't had much activity recently.
I mean, having
Doesn't
them
have
will
any?
definitely help. I guess economic freedom be a thing, since
Yeah.
you'll have the freedom to get free money,
Yeah.
and then have to pay it back
Yeah.
with even more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It boosts the economy, I think. Yeah. Okay.
This is
Should
like
we
good
vote,
for the
or should
economy,
anyone
but
say?
like
Mhm.
I want the bank to be more successful, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Did you
Yeah.
come up with the bank?
Blake did.
Oh, Blake, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it's just a thing that tends to happen with bills where the people who champion them are obviously the most passionate about them. So,
I
like,
see.
with the bank, that's why I'm not super enthusiastic about it.
Mhm.
Is just like, I personally don't see a need for it in my personal finances.
Yeah,
But I
Blake must be
understand why
loving it.
Yeah, I understand why people that actually, like, really, really care about the bill and the bank in general are so passionate about it.
Yeah. So,
Mm,
do we need to do a reread, I guess?
I personally would. I don't feel like I need a reread, but maybe other Parliament members do.
I don't need one.
Also, do not need one. It's your
Oh,
job.
okay, we're ready to vote.
Okay. So yeah, MP Buzzy the Bee, what is your vote for passing Bill 28, the Fair Lending Act?
I
MP Iso Kamikaze, what is your vote on said measure?
I
MP Leggett, what is your vote on said measure? And we will await Siestro's vote either when he comes back or just after the meeting.
It's already done by majority, but we
I
have
mean-
to wait for his vote.
Yes, I do this because the records like show every MP's vote. If like Siestra votes no here, then it will show that he did that, and that can be useful in his re-election.
I voted against this dumb bill that makes life hard.
Exactly.
I've heard.
It's a good thing for
Hard to
MPs to
bet.
have for the like campaigns.
Takes,
Yeah. Actually, do you have my list of attendance? I think I'm gonna use that for my campaign.
You're gonna have to go through meeting by meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each one does have an attendees list though.
Okay. Is it the records
Yeah.
of the Parliament?
Yeah.
Parliament records. Okay. Let's open this up. All right. I think with that, I think this Bill 28 will definitely help in some sort of way the economy.
Yeah.
People who need money to invest in something can later give it back if it's actually good. Go bankrupt if if they don't pay back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so the last thing to do is really I just want like a full like review of the criminal code sentences because here's a bit of an anecdote. this was like written on August 18th, 2022. At least that's when it started. And it was passed on February 8th, 2023. Now, if you attended the trivia, then you might recognize that date.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what?
So, the Criminal Code and Sentences Bill was passed on February 8th.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
the story behind that is that after SNHK tried to assassinate me, we did a quick emergency parliament meeting after we had like arrested him and cleared the area. We did an emergency parliament meeting. This was with only Siestro attending, where I was
Poor guy.
stressed out of my mind and trying to lead this bill to him to try to get it passed so we could sentence him. So I'm wondering if like Siestro like overlooked something due to the dire situation.
Sure.
So I think we can, and I think it's genuinely good to like look at our old laws and see if we like still agree with them.
Definitely.
So, this bill's purpose is to provide a comprehensive list of criminal offenses and to establish fair sentences for judges to use in cases where these crimes occur. Charges will be determined by the executive branch after all evidence has been compiled. In the event of a guilty verdict from the defendant, judges must sentence punishments for each charge of a crime. For multiple charges of the same crime, the maximum possible sentence that can be added is reduced by a percentage factor for every further charge where applicable. By default, this percentage factor is 50%, however, some types of charges may specify different percentage factors. An example of that is like battery, which has a lower one because battery can happen multiple times, can stack up. Let me check if that's right, or if I'm like spitballing.
Sounds right to me. But then again, I'm no battery expert.
Oh yeah, it's 5% for battery. Individual charges may be dropped during criminal trial if the court determines that a charge does not apply to the crime based on the evidence. Additionally, charges may be appended during criminal trial if the court determines that the evidence suggests a charge that hasn't been pressed. So
They
here are
highlight the
the...
word suggests.
What was that?
Highlight the word suggests. Can't exactly say we're going to put him for this crime instead. Or I might have just not been listening correctly.
Oh, sorry, can you repeat what you said?
Then you said suggest a different thing. You can't. I was thinking like highlight the word suggest. Instead they just say, hey, we're going to charge him for this crime instead.
Yeah, no, how this works is that if the evidence shows a crime that like wasn't in the initial charges, then that crime can be added after the fact.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I just had a brain failure, my bad.
Yeah, the only requirement being the evidence has to suggest it.
Alrighty.
So, our sentences are public labor, which hasn't been used yet. Public labor sentence entails that a convict works on a government project such as building or resource gathering for as long as they are sentenced for. Their actions on the server are to be surveyed by executive officers and/or soldiers. The convict is prohibited from joining the Melonian server if there are no overseers available at the time. Violations of this, as well as failure to work on the project in a timely and productive manner or attempting to escape from the overseers, will result in an arrest on the charge of deficient service of a sentence. So is this something we want to still have as an option?
Yeah, probably public service, because that'd probably be the easiest.
Or you'd like a
Usually.
rename?
I wouldn't say rename, but
Because maybe public labor just sounds bad.
yeah, public labor sounds bad. I mean, service would probably be a lighter term to use.
I agree. Let's have that as a note.
Just one note is that I don't. It's hard to enforce a public labor sentence because a lot of excuses can be made. So
It is.
it's
That's
probably why
typically
judges.
why we don't have it.
Yeah, judges mostly choose either a fine or just a ban.
Usually easier to just do a fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess would we still like to have public labor as an option for like a specific crime?
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
like,
I
very
think it would
specific
be
one.
okay if the court determines that the person can be in fact available for actual public labor and the person is willing to do it,
Yeah.
because otherwise it's gonna be very hard.
I think it's
I
better
mean,
to
if
have
they
more
aren't willing to
options
do
than
it,
not.
then public labor just ends up with a deficient service of a sentence charge.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah. I think it's good.
Yeah. So
It's
I
just
like
an
that
immediate
suggestion. With like changing it to public service.
You wanna?
Yeah.
I
Here's
think it's good to do that.
Here's a fine. A fine sentence entails that the convict pays the government as much money as they are sentenced for. If the convict cannot pay the fine, they may pay with blocks and items of an equivalent value. If the convict cannot pay the fine, they may pay it at a later date. In exchange, the fine will receive an interest rate of 20% per month. The convict
no.
may add partial payments to the fine until it is fully paid off. So it kind of works like a debt.
That's good.
If a convict does not add a payment to the fine for longer than 6 weeks, they shall be placed under arrest on the charge of deficient service of a sentence.
Me struggling to get 2,252 mallets to pay the fine. That has accumulated over like 12 months.
And then the ban time sentence is really simple. They're just banned for as long as they're sentenced for.
Get banned.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all. So, let's take a look at the crimes themselves. Theft is when a player steals items belonging to another player through methods including but not limited to picking up floating items or taking them from a container. Do we think that covers all cases of theft?
I'd say so.
I mean, since
Okay.
keep inventory is on, you don't need to worry about like dying and killing.
That
Killing and
is the
stealing.
point.
But then again, if we turn it off for whatever reason
Yeah.
and
Usually, yeah, like
kill
say a
someone,
war happens.
you'd be picking up a floating item.
So that would be a murder charge plus theft.
Yeah.
It also does depend on like, don't we usually turn it off for like wars and stuff?
Yeah.
Make it fair.
Do we?
I
never
Pretty
been
sure
I,
we
to
did.
I honestly
Pretty
don't
sure we did
remember.
during the. Pretty sure we did because I died several times building that tower at the place. You guys were burning the bridge.
Question: did we already amend the murder charge to make it be okay with war?
We haven't done that yet. That's just something we discussed. I believe we're all for that though, right?
Say that again? I'm sorry.
So making the murder charge like basically
Sorry about
making
that.
it so the triple M double A is exempt from the murder charge.
Oh, yes.
But not
full
that
agree.
exactly, because that can imply, well, yeah, the commissioner of the triple M double A can just kill everyone. And no, they can't.
Ideally not. Siestro.
Yeah. I think the fun
Yes,
part
so
is going to
those-
be taking a look at the sentences. Public labor for 15 to 90 minutes for theft.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm not sure how much this will matter, except for if we find some extreme thing where like we don't agree with it anymore.
Yeah.
Also, we don't use public labor much, so
We ever used public labor before?
I don't believe so.
We've considered using it.
I just don't think we have.
I mean, wait, did we consider using it with Omen?
I
Oh.
think we discussed how it would be like not possible to do that because of
It would
Oman's
take
availability.
forever.
I mean, it wouldn't even take forever. They would just get sentenced with deficient service of a sentence,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't be very fair.
Yeah.
Especially because he has like actual life stuff would get in the way. It's not just the I don't want to log on excuse. It's the I have life excuse.
So yeah, for theft, the fine is the estimated value of the stolen items if they can't be retrieved, added to a value between the range of 2 to 20 melons, 128 to 1,280 mallets. We wrote this back when we were like still commonly using melons as a nomination. Now we basically do all of our like calculations in mallets.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the equivalent of the dollar. So, I agree.
Yeah, I think that's good. Ban time is chosen from 6 hours to 7 days. Honestly, I'm thinking
Yeah.
6 hours might be a bit much because if someone steals like one thing and charges are pressed, then if ban time is chosen, then 6 hours
feel
is
like-
the minimum.
There should be like a limit on what can be considered a bannable offense for stealing. Because I mean, sure, if you steal a bunch of stuff, it's a ton of time. If you steal, say, like a single piece of wheat, I don't think ban time needs to be or whatever. It's up to the judge.
So, is that something we want to legislate?
I think for me personally, I think that there should be graver charges if something is labeled as private. Like, it's one thing to see a chest and have it be like, oh, this is someone else's. It's another thing when it says government property, do not touch. So I think that there should be like mini
I know
levels.
sometimes there's just chests.
How
in
much
the
of
middle
this
nowhere.
goes to legislation and how much of this is based on the
I
judge?
think this I think that could just go to the judge's discretion. I don't think we need to over legislate. I'm sure we can trust the judges as long as we pick them on a basis of being experienced with the law itself.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
guess
criminal code and stuff.
Welcome
I'm just
back,
thinking about the
Siestra.
last one.
Hey,
Siestro!
Nice.
Yes.
What is your vote on Bill 28, the Fair Lending Act, Siestra?
I'm gonna have to read through it.
Okay, feel free to do that in your own, not in your own time, but like while we
Now.
talk about
Yeah, now.
the criminal code.
Wow, I'm
No,
being rushed now.
no, sorry.
You're late.
Uh,
The Speaker of Parliament, I started.
well, you're the speaker, so what do you say about? I'm gonna take your opinion as speaker.
What do I say about?
Do it like right now. Read through it, or
Yeah, like read through it like silently, and then let me know when you like want to start voting.
has anything changed since last time?
The only change has been like setting the. Okay, what's the clause? In clause 7 of section 3 of article 2, we have set the like maximum interest rate to be 30% for
Okay.
loans. But make sure you agree with the rest of the bill as well.
Yep.
Griefing is when a player breaks, relocates, or otherwise tampers with blocks, items, or mobs on a property that does not belong to them, either directly by that player or indirectly by methods including but not limited to causing a fire, causing mob griefing, example leading a creeper to the griefing site, using explosives, or using leadstone components.
redstone components as in pistons and stuff.
They set off TNT and be like, it wasn't me.
It was
Possibly.
the redstone system that I set up.
Yes.
Like, I think there's like a flying machine design that can like move like a part of a building or something.
Oh,
Something like
shit.
that.
That'd be really, really hard to design. Tell you,
I
as a dude
mean,
who
we're
makes,
trying
like,
to
sugar cane
include everything that can possibly be griefing. There's no
Yeah.
holes.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, public labor is between 15 and 120 minutes. You'd have to do some really bad griefing to get public labor for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Mhm.
if it gets that severe, maybe we should have a clause here saying that like the server admins can permanently ban outside of the like Malonian justice system if it's deemed to be extremely severe.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because we already have that understanding with the server admins, but if we legislated that the Malonian, not the Malonian Legion, the Republic of Malonia is like able to hand it over to server admins to deal with, then that could be good.
That could make it clear. That could actually be good to make a difference between what is actually handled by the server admin and what's handled by the actual government.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Okay, if a fine is chosen, the amount is the value of the lost possessions added to a value between the range of 192 to 1,920 mallets. Seems fine to me. Especially because griefing is like one of the crimes in Malonia that we really don't like.
Yeah.
It's the exact reason why I make all my buildings out of stone. It's really hard to break stone.
Yeah. Ban time is from 6 hours to a permanent ban, and I think the 6 hours is more warranted.
Mm.
Like a permanent ban is a lot, but given how bad griefing can get,
Yeah, I mean, technically it's an infinite range because how permanent bans work.
Yeah.
yeah.
I see. Well, at that point, if it's really bad that we decide a permanent ban, then the server admins would probably decide a permanent ban first. But let's just have that. Let's just keep that just in
Yeah.
case.
There's also
Can
a lot
I
of...
interrupt?
Sure.
I have read through the bill and I agree with what is in the bill.
Therefore, your vote is aye.
Yep. I don't think anybody has signed though in the document.
Oh shit!
Well, we were waiting for you,
Well,
obviously.
you guys could sign.
Okay. You first, Siestro, since you noticed.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
See,
Well,
told you we were waiting.
If all the MPs are signing at the same time, then I'm getting the window up on the
There we go.
recording.
Oh, hold on. Do you want
Why is it
to?
automatically? It'll be fine.
It does that. It does that.
I know. Because
1, 2,
Google
3.
is silly.
Dun, dun, dun,
So
dun.
after talking about clowns, we needed this bit of comic relief.
You're saying crimes aren't funny? I don't know.
Crime funny.
In everyone's unique handwriting.
Realistic.
Yep. I mean, yeah.
Clearly.
Some fathers wish they had a signature page like this.
So yeah. Like, I'm starting to realize Maloney is just really against griefing because underneath are a bunch of, like, sort of related to griefing charges that are like more specific.
I fucking hate griefing.
Property
Oh,
interference is when a
language.
player builds on a property that
freaking
doesn't
hate
belong to
griefing.
them without clear consent from the property owner.
Which clause was that? I didn't catch the first part.
Oh, property interference is when a player builds on a property that doesn't belong to them without clear consent from the property owner.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mm.
I think that's the punishment for that.
For public labor, 15 to 60 minutes. Fine, 128 to 1,280 millets. Ban time, 4 hours to 4 days.
Sounds fair.
Yeah. I guess my thought is that how is this like different from griefing?
Griefing is a wide spectrum, though. Griefing could be anything from placing a block to blowing up a city.
Well, I guess griefing, you usually think of griefing as malintentioned. You know, property interference could be something more ignorant. Like, oh, I didn't know this was actually someone else's property. And maybe it wasn't like building it like a giant penis, like how griefing could be, or a tower of lava. It's just like building your own home in another property and not knowing that it was your property. That was someone else's property. Or
Okay.
knowing that it was someone else's property, but you're not destroying it, you're just building your own thing in it.
Okay, so that gives me an idea to make it so the main griefing charge does have a requirement for malice.
Yeah.
Usually, when you think griefing, you think like, oh, I'm gonna blow up whatever, I'm gonna burn down whatever. That's what I think of when I think griefing. Sure, if you build something on my property, sure, but that's not really griefing. That's just something there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So that the property interference clause can like actually work better for its like intention. Because it's like less harsh punishment.
Mm-hmm. So basically, property interference is less severe than griefing, which is yeah, I like.
Yeah, there's also mob interference, which is when a player damages, kills, or relocates a mob that they do not have a claim to, without clear consent from the person, company, or organization who claims the mob. Mob interference is also when a player moves a mob onto a property that doesn't belong to them, without clear consent from the property owner. So essentially, if you like take a bunch of cows and put them into someone's home, that's mob interference.
Not funny.
I'd laugh if there were a bunch of cows suddenly in my
I
home.
would too. That's such a brilliant idea.
Like,
I don't want to be a criminal.
Well, it depends on like if like you get charged for the crime, I guess. If you
You'll
don't come to
never
like an
find
out of
out.
court settlement.
how would you settle something like that? So you lead a bunch of cows into someone's living room. And it's like, how would you settle that?
I mean, you can get the judicial system involved, or you can contact the person who did it and like do your own like settlement.
So it could probably be like all the steak or whatever the cows have, and you killed them all.
Also, another aspect is that if the property owner like kills all the cows, they wouldn't be at fault for like mob interference from the other player, because that player brought the mobs to the property already, so they're already like guilty of mob interference, so it doesn't go both ways.
I see.
Yeah.
So I guess this also protects you from like being charged with a crime when a crime happens to you.
Self-protection.
And another thing of note, there's a 5% like factor here instead of the default 50%. Because I'm imagining like if someone wants to bring cows into your house, they're gonna bring a lot of cows.
Cows. The cow invasion. The cow occupation.
Yeah, the. Ooh, I have a question though. Oh wait, no, I just answered my own question with some thought.
Me.
Because I looked at the ban time and I noticed that 2 days is actually kind of low for this because it can be more than cows, it can be villagers.
Oh yeah.
That
But
You
then
could
I
be
answered my
massacring-
own question because if you kill. Actually, no, there's a 5%. So maybe we increase this like max time to account for if villagers are like the
there's a
issue.
difference between moving a villager, because then it can be moved back, but then killing a villager.
Yeah, that
Some
distinction would
trades,
be up to the judge. But I
especially
think the
with
judge should
librarian
have a little more
villagers.
power with the ban here.
Especially with like librarian villagers, and you have books of mending on the line and breaking and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like 4 days ban time for maximum? No, that.
Probably.
Because like I keep thinking about the default factor and not the actual factor. Maybe we like change the factor as well.
Good.
Like 4 days and 10%?
4 days. Maybe I was gonna say a week, then remembered mobs aren't like that big of a deal, I guess.
But
I mean,
villagers are. Like
the
ever since you
villagers
brought that
is-
up, it's kind of been
Villagers
on my
are.
mind.
Yeah, I think it can be to a week if you say massacre an entire village.
Yeah.
Village is different than villagers that have been.
Well, okay,
Properly.
if you massacre an entire village population of villagers, is what I
Here
mean.
is another idea.
Mm.
We could add another crime that's specifically like mob interference, but for villagers. So that can be handled as a different sort of situation.
Like private. Well,
Yeah.
not private farm trespassing, but it's kind of like that in a way.
I don't think we need to go as far as adding to another clause for villagers.
It's an option.
But because if say you had a bunch of cows in your backyard, a lot of cows in your backyard, your little own cow farm, if you will, you and then someone came and not only relocated them but also murdered them all and cooked their beef.
Oh no!
It is a cow
I
farm.
think that would be like that would warrant like a week of a ban, like if the judge wants so. So I think
Yeah,
we
so
could do 7 days actually.
well, the maximum for that wouldn't be 7 days because the percentage factor would apply based on how many cows are killed. So
Oh, I see.
So I think what's warranted is increasing this ban time and increasing this percentage factor.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe we can look at the fine as well. Yeah, because if you kill a mending villager, the maximum fine doesn't even cover a mending book in like
No.
a market right now.
Yeah. Wait, does that mean eventually if the prices increase permanently, I guess you could say we could amend this again to make the fines apply again? Be more fit?
What I'm thinking is to have the maximum fine be like comfortably above the like going rate for like enchanted books from villagers.
I see. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking close to 1,000 mallets.
Probably.
Maybe more is like wanted, 1,280.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been putting this in the notes, but it might be like worth doing comments in here. Okay, so let me quickly see like how the percentage factor would interact with the ban time. So if we do 7 days at our current percentage factor 5%,
Uh-huh.
it takes 7 charges before like no new time is added because the number is too low. So yeah, that could be like, I'm gonna try out 10%.
All right.
Oh, that's also 7 charges, but yeah, didn't add much. I'm gonna try 25% now.
Math, math, math.
Okay, so
What's
if
up?
we have a maximum ban time of 7 days, and someone has 7 charges of this against them, they would be banned for 9 1/3 days.
All right. I see.
And like, I like that.
Yeah, good solid number.
It's
Yeah.
it's solid. I believe it's going to do well. But nothing will ever bring back the 64 cows that bastard took away from me. All right.
Okay, all of that has been recorded. Unlawful spawn point manipulation is one of. What was that?
One of the suggestions sounds weird. Parliament is considering changes to. Oh, yeah, no, I read that wrong. Yeah, can continue. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Unlawful spawn point manipulation is when a player causes another player's spawn point to be reset without clear consent from that person.
Mm.
So if you like wake a bed, or I believe there's a respawn anchor in the nether, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very important.
maximum ban is 2 days, maximum fine is 640 mallets.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Destruction of a nether portal is when a player destroys, tampers with, or otherwise impedes accessibility of a nether portal protected by the Portal Protection Act. So,
Yeah, I
Another
think this
portal
should be
has to be
great.
what was that?
So another portal has to be protected under the Protection Act, though, right?
Yeah. It has
Yeah,
to be
obviously.
I mean,
properly marked as a government portal.
I've literally just wandered through the Nether and found random other portals.
I mean, it's the one that marked by government.
The ones that are marked have a sign over them saying they are in fact marked. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they also appear in what I imagine is a government list.
We don't actually have a government
Oh,
list.
Yeah.
We just have the marking.
And we also protect the end portals with the
Yeah.
law.
The next crime is destruction of an end portal. Is when a player destroys, tampers with, or otherwise impedes accessibility of an end portal.
I don't think is it possible to even get rid of an end portal?
It's possible to impede accessibility of it though,
Mm-hmm.
placing obsidian over the entrance.
Yeah, I guess. I know it's possible to blow up are to get rid of the portal frame, but I don't think it's possible to get the middle.
It's still good to have this climb just in case.
I doubt anyone would do that.
Well,
Just since there's a bunch more than just one stronghold.
you never know.
Okay,
Whoa,
hold on.
sure.
Would the tampering of the end portal also include that little spawning island you spawn on?
Oh yeah, it probably would because there's no other way to like get there otherwise.
I know that it removes like a certain amount of blocks every single time you spawn, but it's not saying someone couldn't just lava trap the top, spawn in, it kills you instantly.
Yeah. So that can be considered under this. So it would probably require a bit of a rewrite though.
Whose shulker box is this by the by my public gunpowder farm?
Not I.
Would you like me to
Don't
quickly
believe
check?
it's me.
Yes, because I don't know if it's mine.
I don't believe it's mine. I usually have all my shulker boxes.
Oh, this is
Labeled.
tide locks.
Tide
Tide
lock.
locked. What happened here is tide locked from the Hyonish Empire accidentally broke the scaffolding, so
Oh.
collected all of it, put it in the shulker box. So
that
I
is-
found this. I placed the scaffolding back, and then I told the Hyonish Foreign Ministry that the shulker box is here for him to take back. Seems he
Looks like
never
they haven't
did.
taken it back yet.
So does he?
I did ask
Yeah,
Tava
just not
to
on
let
track.
Tidelock know.
I tell
I don't think he cares anymore.
Oh. Free shulker box, I guess? I don't know. That would be rude.
He hasn't. We've told him enough times, so, and he has had no response. I don't think he's very fond of the Malonian government either. So
we have reached out
We're just trying to help.
extend warranty.
yeah, Tylock Hex very interesting to people he doesn't like.
Okay. That should probably be worded well enough to work. For the note at least, because I think like after this meeting I'll try to like get a bill that does all of these suggestions.
Yeah.
So the
go.
maximum ban for this is 14 days.
Did we go over the murder clause?
Not yet.
Yeah,
We still
that's,
have to get there.
that's all the way down in Article 6.
God damn.
Yeah, maybe we should be quick.
Siestro, do you remember when I was like reading this bill to you in Parliament that one day?
Yeah, because that was freaking the assassination attempt.
Yeah, you can vouch for the fact that I was so stressed I was reading it like Eminem.
Some of them doing something, you assuming I'm a human. What I gotta do? Do you
The
superhuman.
reckless listeners when a player launches a project in reckless manner which endangers the safety of other citizens. This may be done by including but not limited to losing a whole any type of power, any type of power or firework, throwing a negative effects splash posting, and using this message to show any type of power, firework, or negative splash.
Yo, can I
Praise
get a full
government.
cover?
Yo, she's thin.
That was sick.
Good laugh.
No, what I was expecting. Oh my
Okay. Well,
Yeah, honestly, I'm thinking like if someone does destroy an end portal, I think that can be handed over to server admins.
it's possible. Maybe we should make.
If someone
a spec-
figures
I
out
don't know
a
if
way.
I don't know if a clause, but maybe a specific law, or it could also be a clause. I'm not sure that could talk that
I mean, there are ways
the government of Malonia should be able to freely handle certain issues to the server admins if it feels it is necessary.
I mean, there are ways to
Good idea.
break bedrock, so I wouldn't imagine I would imagine there could be
Oh,
ways to break an end portal.
Actually, it's easy to break the portal part, but you can't break the frame part. But I don't think you can break the portal part.
There's just a bunch of pillagers here.
Oh,
Outside the magnet courthouse.
alright, I'm gonna quickly pause the meeting. Welcome back. The pillager situation has been resolved.
De-escalated.
De-escalated. Alright, what's next is disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct is when a player behaves in a way that disturbs internal peace, such as engaging in unreasonably disruptive conduct or provoking violence within the nation. So,
War jokes.
NPCestro is here, so here is
Hi.
my main idea for looking at the criminal code. So you are the commissioner of the Triple MAA, yes?
Let me check. Yes.
Let me check. So
I might be.
we're gonna be trying to make sure that the fights in the Triple MAA don't always have murder charges going around.
Yeah. I mean,
And at the same time we wanna still keep Malonia relatively peaceful, only PvP happening in the events and
Yeah.
not outside of the events.
well, I don't think I've seen Logan Paul and KSI being charged with assault. But I think it is a good idea to probably amend it somewhat because I didn't think about the murder thing. I didn't know who would. It'd be kind of honestly. Couldn't it just be dismissed by a judge though? Because of the fact that it
could be
happened.
dismissed by a judge, but there's always the possibility that a judge doesn't.
Mm,
So if it's legislated,
fair.
then that's generally better.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So the idea is to somewhat make disorderly conduct a more what's the phrasing I want here? I want the disorderly conduct charge to be able to be handed out more and when there's public fights. But with event fights,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
want those to be exempted under the murder charge.
Yeah, is this gonna be on the murder?
What?
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that Breaking Bad reference in Parliament.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Can you just say something?
Sure.
SNHK is an author of the criminal code.
Yeah.
How
I mean, to be fair, he didn't complain about his charges.
He knew exactly what he was up against.
He invented what he was up against.
golden boots.
Yeah, SNHK is always gonna be one of our most unique criminals because they're not even a bad person. They just got a little too loud up in an election cycle.
A little bit too quirky, you say.
I swear.
Okay. I
So
think I should stop.
here's an idea. Add a comment.
Where are we? Oh, right, hold
Sure.
on. Where is murder? Are you doing this
So
conduct?
yeah, the idea with disorderly conduct is to include the stipulation that provoking violence against other people would be disorderly conduct.
Yeah, violence, stab him in the neck.
That would be disorderly conduct. if you did
didn't
it, but
hear a
you just
thing.
said it.
You didn't hear a thing.
This free speech, you can talk about it.
Maloney has freedom of
You just get some glazed eyebrows when you talk about it.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
So basically, I think this is a good idea because we can then talk about people who incite violence,
Yes.
against others, be it for political or social or any other type of reason. That
If it's
If someone
political,
says-
they can also get a terrorism charge added on.
that too, yeah.
Yeah.
But disorderly conduct. If you say, if you motivate hate, like some sort of conflict against someone, then yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's good.
so that's how I want disorderly conduct to evolve.
We need to write all of our considerations here into a bill that would amend the criminal code, right?
Yeah. So compiling all of them and then by next parliament meeting I should have enough time to compile that bill.
Yeah.
Of course, presuming same time next week. Probably happens.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Do we want to look at increasing the max sentences?
Yeah.
Next sentence, sure.
Well, I feel like it depends on like what kind of quote unquote disorderly conduct it is, because if it's like, because certain amounts of it are like, oh, I say like, if it's very extreme, there'll probably be like other charges tacked on to it.
Yeah, if it's like inciting violence against like, and it's like political, then that would
Yeah.
be disorderly conduct plus terrorism.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Thing political is terrorism, correct?
Let me
Huh?
refresh myself on terrorism.
Not always.
Terrorism is
This
when a
wasn't-
player participates in the use of violence and intimidation, particularly against other players, in the attempt to achieve political goals.
Was Oman charged with terrorism or no?
It wasn't
Terrorism
No.
was thrown around as an option, but we decided
That's what it
the
was.
evidence
That's what it
didn't
was.
like suggest terrorism.
Nope.
I was
Despite
confused
the
there.
burning of flags, it was not politically motivated.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't
I don't-
burnt on purpose. It was like an accident. I
The
think.
flag
Like,
part was
The
not-
flag. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like the intent was to
Pretty sure
burn
you-
down the houses. The flag just kind of came with it. So yeah, maybe we like change the ban time from 7 days to 10 days or something small like that.
Probably.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just a slight increase.
Yeah, not too much. Because I mean, it's it's not too big of a deal, but I mean, still kind of a big-ish deal.
Okay, provoking conflict. When a player behaves in a way that disturbs external peace, such as inciting violence against another nation or encouraging another nation to attack the Republic of Malonia. Josephine
Ooh.
Gray.
Josephine Gray.
I instantly knew
The
what
1 hour war.
Yeah, we made this clause as a direct response to that.
Public labor is chosen as that's. If a fine is chosen as the sentence for this crime, ban should balance.
War?
Yeah, I think that's
No.
pretty good. I
Yeah.
like the. We can. I think it's about time we start like kind of speeding with these because we're at this pace. We're almost just halfway through. I think we need to speed it up.
Okay.
Speedrun.
Reckless
Does it all have
discharge
to
is
be
one
done
of
this week?
No. We can like split this into like a half thing.
Oh yeah, for this week and next week. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
we can.
So, because I don't want to like rush through again.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happened to the city of Maloney Constitution.
now we're definitely paying the price for that.
Yeah, for context, the original City of Malonia Constitution was written the day of,
Yeah,
Oh.
that was rough.
I believe, 1 or
Yeah.
2 days after we had a huge amendment.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it was like 2 days after.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
so too, because wasn't that the one where they
it
said
was
like
a trivia
Melonia's birthday
question.
was the 30th, but then
Well, I think
Josephine got it right that the First Amendment was on the 6th or the 1st of June.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Woo trivia.
Fun. Anyway, reckless
What do you think
discharge.
you know, Malone?
Reckless discharge is when a player launches a projectile in a reckless manner which endangers the safety of other citizens. This may be done by methods including but not limited to loosing a bow with any type of arrow, loosing a crossbow with any type of arrow or firework, throwing a negative effect splash potion, and using a dispenser to shoot any type of arrow, firework, or negative effect splash potion.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe we
Nice.
like, because dispensers can shoot fireworks that like they go up. Well, I guess that would be up to the judge.
Well, I think
Don't
it is.
fireworks
It
only
says
go up though?
it says in a reckless manner which endangers the safety of other citizens.
I found the captain.
Oh,
Okay.
pausing the meeting again.
May.
The pillager situation has been unresolved and re-resolved. So yeah, reckless discharge is. I don't think we need to do anything here because the exceptions I'm thinking of where like reckless discharge might not want to be like sentenced, a judge can probably realize that it
I
doesn't
think it will.
like apply.
Yeah, it specifically says in a reckless manner which endangers the safety of other citizens. A firework being part of like a fireworks show, but a dispenser is not going to endanger citizens.
It shouldn't.
Yeah, if it's like known that a fireworks show is happening and like citizens are like told to like stay away from the fireworks, it should be good.
Well, I think that's if if it's set up in a safe way and the citizen does get injured, I feel like that's more on the citizen than on the people who set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you
So-
gotta do is
There's
just
no
put a sign
charge for like
there.
getting yourself hurt and like trying to do fraud.
No, I haven't.
Like the dude
you know-
like the dude who hit me today.
Uh,
God.
I haven't been arrested for
Oh,
giving
yeah.
myself a paper cut, so you know.
You can use my personal life experience.
But
as
yeah,
an
the
example.
one other thing that I'm thinking about is during MMA Triple MAA matches, the Iron format, the fighters are given bows. So what is done if an arrow accidentally flies into the like audience?
Isn't that why the glass
it's
divider
like-
is there? Man?
It's like I feel like think of it of like I guess like a baseball or like a hockey game where like a puck or a ball could like just fly out of the actual like field like anytime, and it's more on the attendees than on the league itself, right? So because like I've been to like a hockey game and it says to sit down during like when they are playing because of the possibility that a puck could be just like fly out of the rink just due to how it's shot, right? And so like get injured from that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I still kind of want to make an exception for like the Triple MAA or any similar events.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean it
Is-
wouldn't hurt, but I'm just like saying from like
Is
what
the
I know, right?
is the AAA gonna
Triple MAA.
Triple MAA, sorry, gonna use things like arrows and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
if we have the people that amount of people signing up for the Iron matches, if you want to
Mm.
learn more about this league, then
I don't think we need to make an exception on reckless discharge for that specifically. I think we can make that exception of harming others on murder or battery for
Oh,
the
yeah, battery.
triple M, double M. Yeah,
Because, yeah, if it's like reckless discharge, but it's like it doesn't hit
Oh, it's-
anybody.
It's not reckless because it's not like a reckless manner, I don't think, because
Ooh,
it would be
right,
more
yes.
strategic. Due to the fact that you're trying to aim at the player, you're not just gonna aim randomly at the crowd, maybe at like the commentators.
I mean,
or
what
whatever
if someone in an iron match has a unique strategy where they fire the like arrows up, so they like, and they predict where the fighter goes?
Well, I think that's just kind of dumb.
I mean, dumb enough to work. I mean, consider like the tactics in like some competitive games that last too long. Melee. But yeah, reckless discharge. Probably fine to keep as it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Anything we have to say about projectiles for the triple M, double A? I think we can do it in another clause. Let's see
yeah,
the
like
sentences.
battery.
Yeah. I mean, not another clause, another section. Sorry. Oh, Mr. Speaker is AFK.
Oh, that's not real.
Oh. That's not real. Oh, hello.
Is real.
It's real. The Minecraft said it.
There we go. Finally.
It got unrealed.
It faked itself.
Yeah.
Obscene conduct is when a player behaves in a way that unnecessarily discomforts others. Methods include, but are not limited to, stalking or sending uncomfortable messages to others.
I imagine this is usually. I imagine uncomfortable messages. I imagine it mainly applies to server chat or server Discord, right? Not DMs necessarily.
I feel like DMs is could
It
be
depends.
I mean, if the persons explicitly know each other from Malonia, I think we could apply that to DMs, but it's hard to define legally.
I feel like that's like kind of raises like a morality question of, is it moral to go through their DMs, or is that more of like an individual problem, especially when it doesn't relate to Malonia at all, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's definitely possible. Maybe we should like clarify.
I feel like
on
if it is like not DMs, but if it's like server messages or just like messages that sent through the Discord server.
Yeah, I think it's Discord and Minecraft server.
Like if someone's just like, if someone's like spamming like just terrible stuff, then that's definitely. Oh, that's actually server rules then.
Yeah.
That goes.
Yeah.
That supersedes the criminal code. I mean, it is good to have this like safety net in case there is like minute examples of I guess of obscene conduct, right?
Mhm.
But like when it gets to the big obscene conduct, it's probably, if it's huge, it's probably gonna be service based on what the server admins do, right?
Yeah.
Because NSFW content's not allowed, and like slurs and stuff are not allowed. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Resisting arrest is when a player,
it's
while
also-
being arrested, acts disrespectfully, disobediently, or violently to the officials arresting said player.
Oh, by the way, in the rules in the welcome page, it says do not use hateful languages such as racism, sexism, homophobia, etc. And that is an in-rule game, in-game rule. So that is well, because those are definitely uncomfortable messages, right? So, and those
Yeah.
are, I mean, those are extreme
So
examples,
that would be
right?
part of the suggestion to make a clause allowing the Republic of Malonia to legally give a case to the server admins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should either make a clause or law in its a bill in itself. I don't know, an act.
I hope I'm
It
not
might
like
be
really
more
like
convenient to put it in the criminal code.
I'm hope like if I'm like interpreting the server rules right, like correctly,
I mean,
which I think I am.
interpretation matters, so if there's
Yeah.
like an undesirable interpretation, we can try to
'Cause-
change stuff.
Yeah. But like, yeah.
Let's get to martial delinquency, and I think that's pretty much what we've done since it's 8 of 16.
Mhm.
We're halfway at this
Yep.
point. We can leave it the rest for the next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
martial
And
delinquency.
then- Mhm.
When a member of the military of the Republic of Malonia disobeys an order from their superiors or reveals confidential military intelligence to any person not also in the Malonian military. This
I
charge,
imagine military is a term in case, like a general term in case the Malonian Legion changes its name or whatever, right?
yeah. Or like
Alright.
if the Malonian Legion becomes not the only like part of the military.
Yeah.
Militia.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
This charge does not apply if the court determines that the culprit disobeyed an order intended to violate the Constitution, this criminal code, or any pertinent laws.
Very good. I like that distinction.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't always happen in real life militaries.
yeah, I think like I looked into it and like America doesn't have that, but Germany does.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Germany does actually. Officers can disobey if it's a bad thing to do, like if it harms, if it violates the constitution or laws of
I guess
war.
that reminds
etc.
me of another thing I want to do with the murder charge. I want to make it so like generals of the Malonian military aren't like charged with murder for any casualties in a war or in an uprising.
Oh, it depends. Is there war crimes? in
Uprising?
Well,
Are we
I-
predicting something?
no, I don't want to say war because I don't want to like there's no intentions to do war. So the only like thing that can like possibly happen is a civil uprising.
I think armed conflict can group both of those.
War is cringe.
War is definitely cringe as someone who been in one war and has witnessed another one.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I didn't do nothing. Okay, that's yeah. I like the idea of the clause 2 and sentences to 34 between 24 hours to a permanent ban. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
If,
And I guess
if
it also
we do
like goes
charge
without
people.
saying that martial delinquency would also mean the leader of the Malonian Legion would likely not want that person on their legion anymore and kick them out.
Oh yeah, that I'm pretty sure the leader of Malonian Legion has all the power to do that.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Since I live in Chile, I know what a military uprising is like.
Oh, jeez.
Let's say, can the military protest? Can the military exercise a right of political protest as a group of Malonian society? Like say the businessmen of Malonia can unite and protest the, I don't know, in case there's really bad stuff going on with the executive branch, the parliament can join and protest in a vote of no confidence. Can military members, if they feel like they are being violated in some sort of way, can they unite and protest? As long as it's peaceful, of course. Probably.
That's like there's no precedent for that. So I'm not even sure.
like a military overthrow type,
Well, if it's peaceful
military coup?
protest, then I believe that's granted to them by the Constitution that
Yeah.
the right to do that. It's just
but
weird because they also have so much power in the fact that they defend us.
Yeah, but Are you talking about like kind of like a coup? Like
If
No,
it's a
I mean,
coup, then that
if it's a
just
coup, that's a treason. That's treason.
that gets
Yeah.
people
That's treason
charged.
charges right there. It'd be like, are you thinking like peaceful protests for like better wages or something along those lines?
I imagine
Yeah.
that's something that could happen.
Finishing up a commission for a good friend of mine is filled, so
Yeah.
Ryan,
Mm,
I get it complete soon rather than later. So that's why I have
one
it.
thing though is, we also want to make sure like, what's a coup? Is the coup when the military says, okay, you must now resign and give power to us, or is it when the military just says, we want these changes and we want X person to resign and have elections called or something like that?
I don't know. It would depend on like who's categorizing it.
I see. Yeah, we have
Like a
no
lot of
precedent
this.
that.
Yeah, this just
And-
hasn't happened in Melonian history, so
It has happened in Hyrnia though, with the end of the Teledosian Republic and the beginning of the kingdom. I saw it all. I actually participated in the coup myself. Don't tell anybody that.
this is public record.
Oh shit! Listen,
That's
listen. Well, it was long ago. I no longer actively. I don't actively act against democracy anymore. I believe democracy, especially in Melonia, compared to the more conservative, more autocratic by history Teledosia and Hyrnia, I believe Melonia cannot live without democracy. So it is a core element of the group, and I'm willing to defend it as much as I can.
Yeah.
Thank
Like it all was blundered.
Yeah.
London.
Yeah. Okay. I dodged a bullet, I think.
Yeah, it should be good. It should be good.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I guess should we try to get to the next article, or should we like stop here and look for other issues and then think about ending?
I think we
well,
can stop here personally.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can
Well,
we can now
typically-
look at the beginning at section 1 and 2, I think. Okay. Article 2 and 3 is what I meant. Article 2 and 3, and see how we can add the idea of the Melonian government can just relay this to admins.
distinction between
Probably Article
government
2.
and governments.
Yeah, we should make a different. We should consider making a different clause. Like clause 3. This a Melonian court. I don't know if a court or if the parliament should decide whether it's related or not. Maybe the court.
I feel like the court would.
Okay, so I've put in a note on clause 2 of section 1 of article 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. So, yeah, we've had a lot of considerations about the first half of the criminal code. I think they're all good. We're eventually
Yeah.
gonna have to put it all.
I
into
do like
one
the
bill.
amount of changes that we're making is good because I mean it works best if this is like a living bill where it like constantly sees changes and scrutiny.
Bill.
That's what's needed. Constant scrutiny. Almost
Bill.
constant.
But yeah. If that's where we're ending, is there anything else that any MPs would like to bring up?
Me personally, don't know. On a side note, I want you to know that the Teledosian coup was against the government of Josephine Gray. I think I've said enough with that. In 2022, and Josephine Gray was very different in 2022, as we all know.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I need to clarify that because it's campaign time.
Oh
It
yeah.
would not. It would not be good for any opponents to make use of that. So if in the same public record I said something, then I should also clarify that in the same public record for best viability. Yeah.
Probably.
I think. Do we have anything else to talk about? Any other ideas Parliament members want to talk about?
really.
I don't think so.
I am kind of scared of the one day in Parliament where there's actually nothing to do.
I feel like we're always going to have something to talk about. We're just like.
Or
current
we're gonna
events
come up
going
with
on.
it. I don't know.
Or, like,
Yeah, I
current
guess it
events
would like
going
come
on.
up during the week as events happen.
Yeah. Then again, it's
Well,
kind of refreshing to have a Parliament meeting where we don't have much to do compared to the
Oh, yeah.
sessions where we have to like
Yeah.
process like 4 bills.
I suppose.
Yeah.
So like right now on the
there's-
docket for next Parliament meeting is just the criminal code again.
Well, and
I'll come
also-
up
Well, I
with
guess
what-
unless-
Criminal code will
Actually, no, I doubt Michael would veto Bill 28.
don't think.
He
No,
did
but
write it.
it also could be kind of beneficial to like. I know that we all know what we do in each of our positions, but especially with all of the new speaker candidates, we could just kind of have like a little forum of like advice,
the-
hashtag ask the speaker or something, you know, like just like go through and have
Hashtag
Melon
ask
sit
the
in on there
speaker.
too, where you kind of just give advice to the candidates. I'd like to
Ah,
listen to
yeah,
that.
That's actually
That's
not
a-
a bad idea.
good idea. Hold on. Let's put that as a note. So the
Ask Reddit, TZ Scion edition.
r/ask Reddit, but it's
Yeah.
ask speakers.
No, oh my god. Oh no. Not Reddit. What the frick, man? Ah,
that is a really good idea.
Once we finish up this
Aw.
meeting, Cyan, I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
It's next week, bro.
It's complete. It's
I'm kidding, I'm
completely
kidding.
unrelated
I'm
to
kidding.
anything Parliament.
Okay. So is that all that we have to discuss?
possibly.
I.
Aye.
Aye.
Already getting to the vote.
Found it.
I
Wait, this is a majority. Like its
Yeah,
opinion
get
doesn't matter
outvoted, dude.
anymore.
Go!
I jest. But yeah.
I also just.
I think you're in agreement for ending, right? Like
Yeah, I think we're good.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
Mhm.
thank you
Yeah, we
everyone
can-
for your participation. This has been like another Parliament meeting with all 4 MPs, which I really like seeing.
Yes, of
yeah,
course.
buddy.
Like the beginning to have me in it.
Oh, you need to be added
was
to
busy.
the attendees list.
Oh yeah, I was outside.
I'd imagine
Touching grass, as they say. Yeah.
How
Don't do
dare
that.
you?
I can't. I don't know if you can really say that when I was in a car like 80% of the time.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
I don't
Imagine
know.
being in a car.
Oh
I
shit!
arrived
Yeah.
I got home at like 3 p.m. and then just
At home and instantly began to scream about things.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you all for
Oh,
your
God.
participation. We'll see you next week.